Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much to be here with us one night more to the second session of the webinar from Swiss Basket. Sorry for the last date, but was some technical problem issue, and only 3 persons was connected. And very excuse for this. We decided to change the date. Tonight we have 2 topics. The first topic is illegal use of hands. The second topic is protocol. Very important to protocols to know what the referee do it and choose when we have a 50-50 situation in the court. Please, very important for you, especially for the people are not involved directly in the refereeing, is open to ask what you want. We are here to clarify and to say to all what the referee department and the referee in high level, and not only the high level, now in the regional level, we try to do to have the same criteria and the same level of refereeing in all the game. Please ask without problem. We give the answer. If not, we have the answer immediately. We can give the answer personally. Okay. Thank you very much. I will give the court to our speaker, Mr. Hjartarson, Mr. Nuno Monteiro. Hjartarson from Iceland, but Switzerland. Okay, Nuno Monteiro is one of the best video observer and help of my referee department for the referees. Okay, Nuno, for you.
Thank you very much. So good evening to everybody. As Fabrizio said, we have tonight these 2 topics. We will start with one of the most difficult topics in refereeing, in basketball officiating. That is the illegal use of hands. As Fabrizio already said, please feel free to ask any questions relating the slides we are going to present, relating the videos we are going to show to you. Okay. So I will share my screen. I hope everybody already.
Maybe I can add something. Hi guys, nice to see you all. I see a lot of referees, which is great. Great to see you all, guys. I see a lot of non-referees, which is also great. Again, to the point of asking questions, the reason why we are doing these webinars is to get in contact with basketball interested people out there. And we want to be approachable. We want to offer the opportunity to ask questions, and we have a certain amount of knowledge, and we would like to share it with you. And if you have other opinions or questions related to your opinion, please do not hesitate to ask questions. I think we all as a basketball community will get better by asking questions and wander around the court together. And maybe you have something that happened in the last game and you want to ask, just don't hesitate to ask. Nuno.
Right. So the topic, illegal use of hands. What we are talking about when we talk about illegal use of hands. I think you just check if presentation is. Do you see the presentation?
Not completely. We see black screen.
Yeah. Because. Everything was running just before we enter, and now
typical. And now we see, but you have to put in presentation.
Do you see?
Yes, but we see the normal screen. You have to put in the right the presentation. We see the presentation, but it's a page and page. No?
Yeah. I'm just trying to see what's happening because
You want me to try to share it? Now we see it,
yeah.
but not in a full mode.
Sorry.
No, for the full mode, there is a button on the right bottom side of the slides that you share. Once you open it, you will see on the right corner. You just need to click on it. It's like a sandbox something.
Now,
slide.
right.
Right.
What you have the
Can you see it now?
we have to put in mode, in presentation mode.
Yes, but it is in presentation mode. I don't.
Let's
Yeah.
I will please do not share. I will try to share it.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Is
Same.
it now full view?
No, not full view yet.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh, we can go with this. It's no problem. Huh?
Yep, you just start.
Can you put it on second slide, please?
Yep.
We don't see it. Okay. So when we talk about illegal use of hands, we are talking about this 6 topics that we are showing you on the top of the screen. Holding, hand checking, hooking, pushing, locking or clamping, and we will see what this is, and hitting, hands or arms. So illegal use of hands or arms is when the use of hands by a defender or by an offensive player, clearly impedes the movement of the opponent, offensive or defensive player, and which creates an illegal advantage. And when this happens, the foul should be called and the movement should be sanctioned. So we also, when we talk about illegal use of hands, and because basketball is a sport of contact, a sport of legal contacts, and not any kind of contacts are fouls and should be sanctioned. Okay, this is when the use of hands by an offensive player or by a defensive player creates to them an illegal advantage, impedes the movement, unbalance the player, if it affects rhythm of a player, dribbler or not, if affects the speed or the quickness of a player, dribbler or not, it should be sanctioned. If we are talking about contacts, marginal ones, that don't have any advantage for the player that makes the contact, and doesn't put in disadvantage the player that receives the counter, the foul should not be called. Okay, so these on the right, on red, sorry, on red are the power words the referees use to sanction a contact has a foul or not. Impedes the movement, creates illegal advantage, and in these situations, foul should be called. Next, please.
Ali, next.
So no, this one, yeah. The first one is holding. When a holding foul occurs, a holding foul occurs when a defensive or an offensive player illegally uses their hands to hold an opponent and to impede his movement, his or her movement, whether the opponent has the ball or not. So when the referees judge this contact with hands, with holding, they judge if the holding affects and impedes the freedom of movement of a player on the court, whether the player has the ball or not. Okay. For each one of this kind of illegal use of hands, we have one or two videos that we will show you throughout this presentation. Okay. The first one is we are going to show you. Ali, please.
Yeah. Is there any specialist out there that can help us? We're having difficulties. I'm having difficulties putting the right screen to share. No specialists out there. Do you no, can you try to share now on your screen? Sorry about this technical difficulties, guys. Can you try, Nuno?
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yes, but not in full mode. It's the same as before.
Ali, you can send me the presentation, please.
I would say we take 5 minutes break because of these difficulties, and then
I don't know what's happening because
we were checking everything before.
No, you can send me the presentation, please. I may.
Yep. sent you the link.
It's so strange. It's just gray.
I need 2 minutes to download.
We've tested this before, and it
Yep.
was running okay. I don't know what's happening now. We also check the videos, and
Now, is it full screen now?
yeah,
Perfect. Okay, let's go.
but can you see?
Sorry. Do you see full screen now? Do you see?
No, nothing.
We can't see. We can't.
We see only black.
You see it now?
Yeah, we see the video. Can you put it?
Do you see it?
I see the video.
Perfect.
Vittorio, do you see the video?
Yes, I see the video.
I see the video.
I have to optimize this the video. If not, we have no sound. But
Yeah. It's not full screen, but we can see the
it's
video.
not full
Yes.
screen. Wait, I will put in my. Give me 1 minute, please.
It is full screen right now. I can see on.
It's
Now
full
it's okay.
screen now.
Yeah,
now
it's
it's
full
okay.
screen.
Okay. Woohoo! We found out. Perfect. Let's go.
So this is the first situation, the first video we have about a holding foul. We will see the situation between blue 22 and white 11. I think it's 11. And can you repeat it, Ali?
Of course.
So this
Now,
is
I can do everything.
so this is a clear situation of a holding foul because the defender is trying to
But we don't have
impede.
the video. It's not full screen. Sorry.
No, it is full screen.
Yeah, mine is full screen also.
It's full screen. We see full.
It's full screen. Yes.
Okay.
Woohoo! It's full
Okay.
screen.
It's full screen, but it goes like frame by frame.
You have to optimize, please.
I mean, it's normal because it's a video and it takes so much memory to run all the video. So
No, you have only to optimize. But please give me 1 minute. I will lose the problem.
Now I've done optimizing. Is it better?
Yes, it is a lot.
Yeah.
Now it's
Okay,
okay.
So Ali, just run it one more time, just to
One more time. Let's go.
when the ball reaches front court, just please stop. Okay, so what we are going to see here is that defender blue 22 is coming to this side, to the ball side, and she is going to hold her opponent when there's a screen. Can you go it? Go.
Sorry.
Now she's holding, and this is a clear holding foul. Why? Because the contact with the hands is impeding and is affecting the freedom of movement in this case of the offensive player. So
Here we have a clear holding.
an immediate foul should be called, and we should not wait to see what is going to happen. Because usually, especially in these post-play situations, when there's holding, there can be a reaction from the offensive player trying to release the arms or the hands, and the reaction can be even worse than the first action. And we ask the referees always to call the first illegal action and not the reaction.
We have a question, Asli.
Yes,
Can-
I would like to ask, how is this from hooking? Because it seems also like she is trying to hook her arm.
Mhm. The first illegal action, the first illegal use of hands here is clearly holding. So what the referee should call, it's the first illegal action. So after here, she's grabbing, and then of course, or trying to hook the defender. But the first illegal action is clear, a holding from defender blue 22.
Yes,
And referees should always call the first illegal action. Okay?
It actually it develops into hooking, but the first illegal action is holding from the defensive player.
And the referee correctly, when making the report to the table, as we can see on the last seconds of the video, she uses holding a signal to report. It's very important that we ask the referees to use the right signal, because sometimes players, coaches, public are in doubt of what the referee is calling. So it's very important that the referees should use the correct signal to inform everybody what really happened. Ali, hand checking.
Hand checking. Hand checking foul occurs when a defensive player illegally uses their hands or arms to impede an opponent's movement, whether the opponent has the ball or not. This is one of the most, I think, controversial fouls in basketball. Many people think that it should be called more, because in the past we talked about basketball is a sports without hands or without holding. I think older generation, my included, grew up with any kind of hand checking being called a foul. Now the importance is that the hand checking or the holding is the defensive player is trying to control or change the direction of the offensive player. They use their arms or the hands to move the opponent out of his line of movement.
Redirect direction.
Redirect the direction of the player. Now we have a video.
It's a very quick action there around the sideline, but we can see the defensive player, Black.
He's actually, it's difficult to see, but the defensive player puts his arm on the hip of the player and is thereby trying to get him out of his rhythm, slow him down, or put him in another movement. If he does that with his body and he's in a legal guarding position, it is okay. But if you use your arm to control the offensive player, that is called a hand checking and should be called. Hooking. That's another type of holding. It's when, and hooking is only talking about offensive player. When an offensive player hooks or holds or wraps an arm or an elbow around a defensive player in order to prevent the defensive player from playing legal defense. It's a clever play. The offensive player is trying to be clever. He's trying to hold for a short period of time. And the problem is that the offensive player reduces the possibility of the defensive player to play legal defense. And often in a hooking situation, it develops into holding of the defensive player. And the referees sometimes call a defensive foul where an offensive hooking foul should be called. Now, this is a very, very tricky situation for referees and should not be underestimated. And this is one of the things that comes with the experience of the referees. And also, this is a question of seeing the initial contact, which is sometimes hook, or the reaction of the defensive player, which is sometimes trying to get rid of this hooking by pushing or by holding. So a lot of times, which is, we have to be honest, a lot of times referees see the reaction instead of the action itself, which is hooking. Let's see a video. If we go slowly back, this is a typical situation with the...
Especially in the beginning of the dribble, when
Especially the beginning of the dribble.
The offensive player here, white 13, starts the dribble with his right hand, but uses his left to control and to hold his opponent. Sometimes this can be very hard foul because different in height of the players. Sometimes this hooking is made on the neck of the player, not on the body of the defensive player. So we ask always the referees to take care of these actions. And because sometimes the hooking, you use your arm or sometimes your elbow, and this can be very hard foul. So we ask, of course, the referees to pay very attention to these situations that create a big advantage to the offensive player. And here we can see the left elbow of white
If we-
13.
If we look at this situation here it's a clear hooking situation because he's wrapping his arm around the body of the player. If we go a bit further, now he's left his position, but now it's kind of like a push of the defensive player. It kind of starts with illegal movement of the offensive player, and it develops into a pushing of the defensive player who is trying to move around this arm, which is the left arm. This is a very, very difficult situation for the referees to see, but this should be called because this is an illegal offensive play.
And also the offensive players are of course, very clever. They don't stay with the arm hooking for more than half a second. It's only the enough time to get a balance to dribble or to go for a drive to the basket. So
And it's to get an advantage. It's to get an advantage for a quick second to be able to, get the basket or even get the foul. Which it's like Nuno says, it's a quick moment.
Ali, we have a question.
Yep.
I don't know if it is from the previous video.
Yes, it's about the hooking one. Since the contact is on the head level, how could you distinguish this one from, like, if it would be hard contact, then we could evaluate this as a C1 anti-sportsmanship like foul because it's on the head.
Of course.
Not C1, but C2. If it hits the elbow if it's a hard contact with the elbow to the head, it could be a C2, which is a hard foul.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So sorry about the correction, but it's a great question, by the way. C1 is a foul where you have no intention to play the ball. C2 unsportsmanlike foul if it's a hard contact in a normal basketball action, and this is in a way
even if you're playing the ball.
Yep.
C2.
Even if you're playing the ball. Here in this case, actually he's holding the ball. He's dribbling and he goes to his head. I don't think this situation is a C2, but
No,
if it's a hard contact, not at all. But if it's a definitely hard contact, if it hits him in the face, the referees can think about calling an unsportsmanlike foul C2. A very good question, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, the next video.
Another clear hooking.
I'm gonna do it in a slow motion. We see here, we see very clearly the arm wrapped around the player, and it kind of goes up to his back of his head, which can really hurt. And again, to the great question from before, if he really hits him, it could develop into a C2. But this is not it. He wraps around for a quick second. He takes him out of his legal guarding position. And then, of course, it looks like a defensive foul if you don't see the arm that is wrapped around the player. A lot of the times in a two-person officiating, it's very difficult to see this arm. If you don't see it, you probably will call a defensive foul.
But it's a kind of contact that we have to call it, and we have to call it the first illegal action. Again, I will repeat this several times through the presentation because usually the hooking foul has a reaction. If you don't call the hooking, there's always or almost always a reaction from the defensive player that when he's being holded Of course, it's natural from a player trying to release himself to get the freedom of movement, and sometimes he holds to release himself. So very important to call the first illegal action.
Or the defensive player does what we're talking about now, pushes. He pushes the player because he's trying to push him off him, because the hooking is holding. It's in a way holding, but it's a special kind of holding. Maybe Nuno, you will take that one?
Yeah.
Pushing?
Another illegal use of hands, it's one of the most common, it's the pushing. So we have, can you go forward, please, Ali?
Oh, sorry.
Pushing is defined as an illegal personal foul, of course, involving physical contact where a player forcibly moves or attempts to move an opponent, whether that opponent has the ball or not. It happens a lot in a basketball game, with the ball or without the ball, defensive or offensive player tries to move from his position, his opponent or her opponent, with or without the ball. Usually, the defender tries to direct or put away his opponent from receiving the ball, and from the other way around, the offensive player sometimes pushes the defensive player to get some space to receive the ball, or to get some space to dribble or to shot to the basket. We also have an example here. It will happen on the post play, on the other side. And we will see on the replay, it's more clear. Defensive player uses both hands, straight arms, and pushes her opponent away from the basket. So clearly a foul. It affects the shot. It affects the movement of the opponent. Here, it's clear, and a foul should or must be called.
Asli has a question.
Again,
Yeah.
yes, sorry.
No problem.
Video, as far as I could understand, or I could visualize it, the foul happened before the shot, but the referee called it as N1.
Yeah.
Do you agree on that?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, thanks.
We will not discuss if it is a right decision or not. But here in this case, as we can see, the first illegal contact with both hands on red number 7's back happens when the player is still not in the act of shooting. Yeah.
Yes, okay, thanks.
This is actually the first illegal contact, with two hands
Yeah.
on the body pushing, and this should not be called an act of shooting, actually.
If
If he calls this one,
of course.
because now she keeps on pushing, and she's now pushing again, and this is the contact they called.
Yeah. Sometimes, especially on post play, they use a lot of their forearms to hold in legal guarding position, but holding their opponent. And we ask the referees to process the play. So if the contact is not affecting the opponent, the referees should wait to see if the contact has to be considered illegal or not. In this example, as we saw, with both hands on number seven's back. She got unbalanced, and a foul should have been called before the act of shooting of her act of shooting. Okay. Another one, not so common, but it's like it's being used a lot more times, especially when we have a big difference between offensive player and defensive player, like a mismatch. We are seeing it's like a fashion nowadays in basketball. We are seeing a lot of this kind of illegal use of hands, that it's locking or clamping. This is a very difficult foul for the referees to call, because this happens also very quickly, and the referees have to have a lot of focus on their matchups. We ask them to be focused on their matchups, to see all the action, to see all the film, all the picture, not only a snapshot. And this sometimes, and we will see the example happens very, very fast. This illegal use of hands happens when a defensive or offensive player illegally use their hands to clamp or to hold, to make it look like the opponent's foul, whether the opponent has the ball or not. All of this illegal use of hands, we are talking about both on ball or off the ball coverage. So when a player, offensive or defensive, uses his arm to hold his opponent's arm and then making it look like it's the opponent that is making the foul, this is called a locking or clamping foul. We will see on the example. Ali.
Maybe I would like to add something.
Yeah, sure.
This clamming is a lot of times with very, very experienced. Again, it's like with the hooking. It's a lot of times a very experienced players, and they actually a lot of times locking or clamming looks like a defensive foul if you don't see the whole picture. You see there's a quick clamming, and then there's a reaction of the defensive player. This is being called, it's a tricky one. The clamming is a very, very tricky situation.
Yeah, very tricky. So we will see here, it will happen with white number 14, sorry, white number 24, and red number 13. It happens very fast. We have a replay then, and from the replay we will see better, but from here we will see.
S'exprimer offensivement, mais il a tellement d'énergie que c'est dur à canaliser. Et encore une faute. Encore une faute concédée par Arkin Robertson. Alors, et ça va changer.
We will see as soon as white 24 starts the dribble, he holds with his left hand, he holds his opponent's arm here and making it look like
he will see it very clearly.
Yeah, he's being fouled. And of course, then uses head fake or body fake to make it look like it's a defensive foul. And in this case, unfortunately, the referee called a defensive foul.
On voit l'envie de Forum de pouvoir s'exprimer offensivement, mais il a tellement d'énergie que c'est dur à canaliser. Et encore une faute. Encore une faute concédée par Arkin Robertson. Alors, et ça va
It's
changer.
important when we see this big difference between the players, maybe this situation, clamping, has a big probability of happening. So it's very important that the referees, and we tell them always, see the action from the beginning. As soon as the matchup is settled, as soon as white 24 receives the ball, he has a defender very close to him, is red 13, and we should take immediately this matchup to see when contact happens, who is the responsible for the first contact and enforce the first illegal action. Hitting. So this term, as it says, isn't explicitly listed in FIFA's official rulebook as a distinctive category, but however, any form of hitting, of touching arms or hands typically falls under this personal foul classification, like illegal contact, offensive or defensive foul, or even unsportsmanlike behavior, depending on the context, and of course, if it is inside the 4 criteria for the unsportsmanlike foul. We also have here example.
Armenien versucht. Vorlauf Bartolo. Wichtiger Offensivrebound. Jetzt haben sie
Here,
Zeit.
player is hitting his opponent. The foul is not called.
Und dann macht ihn.
We will see here on the replay also. Player receives the ball and then he is hit several times by the defender and causes him to lose the ball. So important to call again the first illegal action so that the player with the ball is not put in disadvantage. And because what is going to happen here next, it's a defensive foul on the other end. So as a resume for this topic, it's important for the referees to establish the correct criteria in the beginning of the game, and they should keep it until the end. That is being consistent. How do they do it? First, using preventive officiating, illegal use of hands. It's easy to talk with the players. It's easy to tell them, take your hands off, don't use your hands, because players usually listen to the referees. Of course, the ones that don't listen, we should call them the fouls. So first, using preventive officiating is very important, especially in the beginning of the game. We ask the referees to use the voice and help to establish correct criteria. Then Ali. Yeah, okay. We ask them to be focused on their area of responsibility, because if each referee is involved in his primary area of responsibility, in his primary coverage, all this illegal use of hands situation will be covered, or at least almost all of them will be covered. It's important for the referees to be in good position, establish what we say here, an open angle, to watch the film from the beginning, to watch the full picture, like we used to say, and then processing the play properly. What we talk about this processing of the play in the last webinar we had. We asked the referees to process the play, see the whole film, check if the illegal use of hands from defender or offensive player is affecting the freedom of movement of the player, and if not, we should not stop the music, like we say. If it affects freedom of movement, if it affects rhythm, if it affects speed or quickness of the dribbler or of the shot, a foul should be called. And 3, use good communication. And of course, we ask the referees to make the right calls for the game. And
maybe to add one point,
yeah,
use consistency. We have a lot of times referees that don't call a lot in the beginning of the game, and then all of a sudden, sometimes in the second or the third quarter, they start calling a lot. We ask the referees, be consistent in your criteria from the first minute until the last minute. That's it.
That's it. So from this first topic, I don't know if someone has any question relating this. If not, okay.
Azli is the question.
Yes, of course. You said about the pushing foul. It's not like most of the time when I referee, players are like showing when I tell them no hands, and then they start like using their body to push forward towards like against the offensive player, and then like when I call them, hey, this is not okay because you are not on your circle, because you are going forward, leaning towards the opponent. So this is again like a pushing. So
yeah, it's again pushing. When the referees call a foul, a pushing foul, and show the signal pushing, the pushing can be using hands, using body, hip, knees, or it's pushing. If you see a player not using his hands but using his body, going outside his cylinder and entering the opponent's cylinder and contacting him, making him in disadvantage, this is still a pushing foul.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is
Ivan, another question.
Yes, basically, it's not the question, but as Nuno said, like preventive officiating, talk to them while hitting. It is very important to say that we have to talk to them before they like really make a foul, before they gain the advantage, because I see on the court that some of the players, coaches, referees understand that a bit too literally. Like, you just told me like move the hands, or I told him to move the hands, but after he really made the foul. It is important to talk before they do the thing.
May I answer this, Nuno?
Yeah, sure.
I totally agree with you, Ivan. What is really, really important, this is the consistency I was talking about. You cannot leave clear fouls or clear contacts that should be called a foul for 5 minutes and then all of a sudden start calling what you were talking about or what we are talking about. You need consistency in the game. You need to set the criteria. Preventing officiating is when you see there is something going to happen and you talk with the players before it happens. Okay? You see a player that is aggressive. You see he's probably going to push. He's in an illegal guarding position. He's pushing with his body. Before he makes a foul, tell him, hey, listen, you need to do it properly. If you don't do it properly, I will call. If he does it again, you will call. If he does it properly, he pushes the player, you make the call. Preventing officiating is not skipping clear fouls. It's about talking to the players before they make the foul. Totally agree with you, Ivan.
Yeah, like the concept. Preventive is before it happens. When Ivan talks about it, if he makes a foul and you don't have the chance to make preventive officiating, you should call a foul. We should not make preventive officiating on an illegal contact, okay? We should make preventive officiating on a contact that if it's made repeatedly, it can lead to a foul. So it's very, very important. Yeah.
And it can actually turn against you. If you have a situation and you say to the player, don't push him, because if you push him, I'll call a foul. He will not respect you after that, because he will say, but I mean, or the offensive player will not respect you, because he will say, wait, he pushed me. Why didn't you call it? So we need to find the correct balance in communicating the preventing officiating. It's a really delicate situation, but you are preventing officiating. Referees, I think the best referees in the world are the best referees in preventing officiating. They see what's going to happen. They prevent it by talking to the players. If they see aggressive behavior, they act on it before it explodes. The best referees are the best referees in preventing officiating.
I have one point more. When we have, especially in unchecking with some defensive player that normally put the hands to the dribbler, is not foul to put the hands in the dribbler. But if you do too much, you can be a reaction by the dribbler, or if you put the hands and you didn't affect the move of the player, in this moment we have to prevent the fall of possibility of the foul. To say to this player, please, attention, it's not possible, leave your hands. If he didn't leave your hands and we have a clear unchecking the push and affect the movement or the weakness of the player, we have to call. We cannot post or prevent the post. It's not possible. Okay.
Great. Ali, can you share the second one?
Yep, I can. Full screen now?
Yes. Yeah. Excellent.
So this second topic is about protocols. We of course we are when we start making this presentation, referees use a lot of protocols. They have to use a lot of protocols. We are talking about 4 of them, which are the basics one and the more common ones. And for the basketball universe, it's the ones that the referees use more and should be aware of these protocols. What is the goal that we hear here? First one, trying to avoid subjectivity. It's important that the referees stick to facts and decide according to what they see. But sometimes they are in doubt. Sometimes they have doubts about what to call. It happens. Basketball is a very fast game, very tough game when we are talking about tall players, strong players, heavy players. So it's very difficult when we are talking about this. And in some moments of the game, referees are in doubt, as I said. So it's important that we have protocols for some decision making of the referees in order to avoid this subjectivity and also to achieve consistency in decision making. It's very important that if a referee on a game tomorrow has some doubts on a foul that he sees, but it's like a 50-50 situation. So it's 50% the foul in act of shooting or 50% not in the act of shooting. It's important that the referee on tomorrow's game uses protocol, and we will see what is the protocol if it is in doubt about an act of shooting or non-act of shooting foul, and another referee on another point or in another game next weekend, if he has the same doubt on this situation, he should use the same protocol. And in this way, we try to achieve consistency. And this is one of the main goals of these basic protocols. And if we are consistent in every game, in every minute, in every quarter, we will have better decisions. And as this sentence here, standardization minimize personal interpretation. And that's what we want. Standardized decisions on identical, doubtful situations. Okay?
I would like to add something.
Yeah, sure.
Somebody was saying something?
No. You can add.
I would like to add something here. Personal interpretations can never be 100% avoided. We are people. We are different. We have different backgrounds. We have different goals. We have different mentalities. We have different personalities. This standardization and consistency is not is a high achieved goal. This is a goal that we probably can never reach. I know this is a bit pessimistic, but this is the truth. We have so many differences in referees, but what we are trying to do, what FIBA is trying to do, is to minimize the personal interpretations, to have as little space for differences on the basketball court as possible. This is the reason why we are working with protocols to minimize it, but it's a very, very difficult goal to achieve.
That's it. So the most common protocols referees use on the court, I think, is this four. One is relating with out of bounds situation, the other one with active shooting, a third one with situations that can lead to a defensive foul block or offensive foul charge, and the protocol relating unsportsmanlike foul. The first, we will see after a couple of examples of each one. The first one, out of bounds. It's important. No. First. Yeah, thank you. So first, the out of bounds. We ask the referees that if they don't have 100% sure or an out of bounds situation on who was the player that touches the ball last before the ball goes out of bounds, we ask the referee that is responsible to call the out of bounds to, of course, stop the clock, blowing the whistle, and then one of the two situations can happen. He asks for help. That's why this protocol asking for help, which means one of the referees will try to establish eye contact with the other colleague or colleagues, if we are talking about three-person officiating, to ask them help. And if someone of the referees have 100% sure on who was the last player to touch the ball, and we will see a very good example, that referee should blow the whistle and said it's that way or it's that way. And in this case is the protocol for asking help. Okay? Another situation is when we see a referee that makes a calls out of bounds situation for that team, because in his opinion, he doesn't have any doubts, and he blows the whistle and calls the foul for instance, team A. And then we have another referee, another colleague that has 100% sure or 110% sure that his colleague didn't make a correct decision. So this is the protocol of giving help. If the referee that didn't call the out of bounds is 100% sure that his colleague or his partner is making a non-correct decision, he should go and meet his colleague and said, listen, I'm 100% sure that the ball is for team B because number, I don't know, 5 from team A touched the ball last before the ball went out of bounds. And this is the protocol for giving help. Okay? I see my partner making a mistake, and because I don't want my partner to make any mistake, and I'm having 100% sure that he's making a mistake, I will go and meet him and said, listen, I'm 100% sure that the ball is to the other team. Only in this situation I should give help. Because if my feeling as a non-calling partner is that the ball is for team B, but I'm not 100% sure, I should not give my help. And if my partner has some doubts, maybe he will ask my help. Okay? Ivan, any question?
Yeah, no. Yes, I have a question. As you said, giving help when you're 110% sure. Totally agree, but we have a situation, like imaginary situation, on the opposite side of the bench. Colleague takes out of bounds, let's say team A, and you're 110% sure it is team B ball. Nobody reacted on that ball that was given to team A. Even the player who was somewhere involved, or maybe somebody saw it, but literally didn't react. Are you coming and to your colleague telling, hey mate, it's team B ball, and all the players set themselves for the inbound for team A, and literally nobody's complaining?
Yeah, I understand your question. What, as a non-calling partner, I should probably question myself if I'm having 100% sure. Because if my colleague calls team A, like you said, and all the players accepted that this is a team A throw-in, so probably it's me that it's wrong. Okay? We are talking about protocols when we have 50-50 situations. Okay? When we have situations where there can be doubts if it was A5 or B10 that touches the ball last. On obvious situations, if my colleague, which is responsible for that out-of-bounds situation, calls team A and everybody accepts it, so probably it's not the non-calling partner that probably is more away from the play that is saying, no, the ball is for team B. Okay? You should only intervene on questionable out-of-bounds situations, 50-50 situations. And again, if you're 100% sure and you see from the reaction of the players that probably there was a mistake from your partner. I don't know if I explain myself correctly.
No. I have some to add of this. We have to divide the two situations. First situation is 50-50 situation or black and white. Black and white when the responsible of the out-of-bound call clear without doubt and maybe do the mistake, and the second referee or the third referee recognize is a big mistake. This is the first situation. But the protocol of the out-of-bound asking help is when the referee involved on primary to call the out-of-bound have doubt, a 50-50 situation, call the out-of-bound and ask to help and to clear help to the colleagues, and the colleagues in this moment have to help and to go to help him. We have two different situations. Normally, the reaction of the player is one of the situations we can see immediately when we have some doubt. But we have to separate the two situations. Help for 50-50 situation when I am in doubt. I am not sure, I call out of bound, I leave my hands and I ask to help from my colleague when I didn't know. Or the second situation is when I call a black and white situation for me, and maybe my open angle was not so clear, or maybe I didn't see the last touch. I have a situation in the last game was clear for the referee in the lead situation out of bound. The ball was touched by black player, but end it could challenge, and we have a clear touch from white. Okay, this is the two situations to clarify.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. So we will talk about the four situations, the four protocols, and then we will watch the videos. Second basic protocol, it's the act of shooting. So when a referee I just talked a couple of minutes ago, when the referee calls a foul and he is in doubt if the foul is made when the player was already or had already initiated the act of shooting or not. In these situations, the protocol says, kill the doubt. In 50-50 situation, you should call act of shooting foul. Okay? We are not talking about, again, like Fabrizio said, black and white. It's clear act of shooting and we decide non-act of shooting, or is clear on the floor because the player didn't gather the ball yet or was still dribbling when the foul was made, and we give act of shooting. No, it's on the situations where you're in doubt. It's not so clear situations if the ball was already resting in the shooter's hand or the dribbler's hand or not. So in these situations, we ask the referees, make the call, use verbal support, of course, and then signal the action. If in doubt, always 2 shots or 3 act of shooting foul. This is the protocol. In this way, we will teach the teams, we will teach the players, and we will inform the players and the teams that in every kind of situations like this, when there's a situation where the referee is in doubt, every time this should be called act of shooting foul. Okay? Of course, it's very important for the referees to know whether we are talking about an act of shooting on a player who is stationary, and so the act of shooting starts. You know, for the people that are not referee present here, the act of shooting only begins when the player with the ball in his hands starts a movement upwards towards the shot, or if we are not talking about act of shooting on a stationary position, but on act of shooting on a moving player that stops the dribble and initiates the act of shooting. And in this situation, the rules said that a player begins the act of shooting as soon as he gathers the ball and as soon as the ball rests in his hand or his hands. Okay, so we have on a continuous movement, the act of shooting begins a little bit earlier than on a stationary act of shooting situation. So act of shooting protocol, if you're in doubt, the foul should be called and should be called always act of shooting. Okay. A third basic protocol is relating the block charge situation. So when we are talking about a contact that usually this block charge situations are very fast, are made on moving players, moving defenders and offensive players. And so the referees should always judge when the contact happens, if the defender has legal guarding position or not, if he is stationary, if he's facing his opponent, and if the contact is on the torso level, that should be considered as an offensive foul, so a charge foul. If, from the other hand, the defender has not a legal guarding position, moves or adjusts his or her position when the contact happens, when the contact is on the side, not on the torso, probably we are talking about a defensive blocking foul. But again, very speed situations, very fast situations. Sometimes the referees has had a couple of a fraction of a second to decide whether a foul should be called defensive or offensive foul. So in these situations where the referees are in doubt if a blocking foul defensive or a charging foul offensive foul should be called, they should go and they should follow protocol, and the protocol says that this is a blocking foul. You could ask, or any of you could ask, so but why is the protocol block charge called a block? Because FIBA studied this situation. And on this 50-50 situation, on this very difficult situations to call, we watched hundreds of situations. FIBA watched on these situations, and most of the situations where it is difficult to decide block or charge, most of the situations, it's the defender that doesn't have a legal guarded position, or at the last moment adjusts his position, and that's why the protocol says that should be blocking defensive foul to be called. Okay.
Basically,
Something.
it's teaching the referees to use statistics.
Of course. Vittorio, yes.
Please.
Yeah. I'm a referee, so what can help us is also, I think, having a patient whistle to apply the good protocol, because sometimes we can call very fast a situation and maybe show us signals very fast, and we didn't take the necessary time to analyze, to have the patient whistle and to apply the good blocking foul, and we go with charge, but I mean, the defensive player was not in legal guarding position and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. We talked about on the previous webinar a couple of weeks ago, when we talk about processing the play, we also talked about the timing of the whistle. And as you said, it's very important for the referees to have patient whistle. The referees have time to decide. So contact happens and they can decide later. That's why also, together with this block charge protocol, we ask the referees to use the 0-1-2 technique. So first blow the whistle and make the official foul signal, and then decide if it is a block or if it is a charge. Previously, a couple of years ago, the referees will go directly showing offensive foul, and then they will regret it because after thinking, probably it should have been defensive foul. And so they didn't have the time to correct their decision. So now we are asking the referees to be patient, as you said, to blow the whistle, call the foul, and then react to what happened. And if what they see is a defensive player, because we ask also the referees to referee the defense. So if we see all the movie, if we see all the picture, if we see the defensive player stopped facing the opponent in a legal guarding position, not using his arms or hands outside the cylinder, if the contact happens on the torso, these are all signs, these are all ingredients for probably a charge foul. But they have time, and as you said, they should use patient whistle. But if in doubt, if not 100% sure that the contact happened on the torso, if not 100% sure if the defensive player is in legal guarding position and totally stopped receiving his opponent, if not 100% sure, go for the block.
Asli,
There's a protocol.
Just a quick summarize to summarize it. The most powerful tool to make a good judgment of block charge situation is to referee the defense. Look at the defense. If the defense is doing nothing wrong, it cannot be block. Very easy. Referee the defense.
Asli, you have a question?
Yes, actually, I would like to ask a situation where attackant goes to the basket, and imagine he does a layup, and he extensively opens his legs, and then a defensive player somehow follows, but not in the legal position to defend this position, and somehow get this leg to his, I don't know, on his body. But he is not on the legal position, but the attackant also not attacking in a legal situation because he extends his legs and then he touches the defense. So in this situation, again, are we calling the blocking foul or are we calling the offensive foul?
May I answer this?
Yeah, sure.
According to your opinion, who is initiating the contact?
Well, the contact initiated by the offensive player because, in my opinion, he aims to get the area for himself to get the layup so that he will not be disturbed by the defensive player. So I would call this as offensive foul.
True. This is what also very powerful tool is to think who is initiating the contact, who does the contact, because sometimes we have contact of two players, and it's very difficult to see. But I think in this case, the description of this case, the offensive player is initiating the contact with his spread leg or knee or whatever. So it should be an offensive foul, on my opinion, even if the defensive player is not in a legal guarding position, because the offensive player initiating the contact, so it must be an offensive foul.
Ali, only one question. It's very difficult to speak of the situation without see.
Of course.
I will ask to the next time, if you have example, please cut the video, and we can answer of the video in special situations. Asli, if you have video, you can send to me. I will answer immediately in your situation to clarify what is when we have a lot of situation. Example, when the offensive player jump, the defensive player cannot move, cannot change the position. We have a lot of situation, and especially in block charge is one of the difficult situation to apply the good criteria. And we have a lot of criteria: move laterally, contact of the torso, and natural move of the offensive player. And please, when you have to clarify some special situation, send to one situation in video, or ask me to find, and we can answer better without that. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Fabrizio. I was just trying to read into this situation because it's very difficult. But that's why I asked if you, according to you, the initial contact is from the offensive player, then probably it's an offensive foul. But also, I agree with Fabrizio. It's very difficult to say, black or white in a descriptive situation.
I can definitely understand. And I will not take your response as a generalized opinion, and I will apply on every case.
Good. Thank you.
I agree with you. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very important to analyze the situations on who's promoting the contact, who is responsible for the contact, and if the player that makes the contact makes a normal basketball play or not. And in this situation, you can then decide whose foul on to call. Okay. So last one, last protocol. We are talking about unsportsmanlike foul. We ask our referees to call unsportsmanlike fouls on situations that are very clear and conclusive, and that they fit on one of the 4 criteria for the unsportsmanlike foul. For the people that is not from the referee universe, the referees and the basketball rules stated that there are 4 criteria to define an illegal contact as an unsportsmanlike contact. Criteria from C1 to C4. Criteria 1 is when the player doesn't make any attempt to play the ball, and this is criteria 1. Criteria 2 is it's like the hard or excessive contact made by a defensive or offensive player on his or her opponent, even if he is trying to play the ball. So here we are talking about the excessive contact of the excessive and the intensity of the contact and the follow through. C3, we are talking about the situations when fast break happens, unnecessary contact made by a defensive player trying to stop a fast break, trying to stop a transition and not playing the ball. Okay. And the criteria 4 is very specific one. It doesn't have any judgment from the referee. It's only if a contact happens laterally or from behind on a player that is going for the opponent's basket with or without the ball, and there's no defensive player between the offensive player and the basket, this contact has to be unsportsmanlike foul. Contact from laterally or from behind, even if trying to play the ball. Of course, this contact from C4, it's not unsportsmanlike foul if the contact happens already on a player that is in the act of shooting. Okay, and so on this protocol, UF protocol, or unsportsmanlike protocol, we ask the referees to decide for an offensive player only when they have 1000% sure that the illegal contact happened and it fits in one of these 4 criteria. If there's a small doubt of the contact is made is unsportsmanlike or normal foul, the protocol says the referees should call normal foul. And if after calling normal foul, if they feel that this can be upgraded, okay, they should communicate to referees, 3 referees. They should communicate and they should decide if the contact should be called as unsportsmanlike foul or not. Okay, so we also tell the referees, imagine a scale from 1 to 10, and if you see that this contact is not a 10 from 1 to 10 to be unsportsmanlike foul. If it's not a 10, if it's only a 9 or 8, this should not be called as unsportsmanlike foul. Okay. A small remark here, as it states on the slide, the referee that doesn't call the unsportsmanlike foul, he should only go to his partner. He should go only give information to his partner if he has 1000% or 100% sure that the call should be upgraded to a bigger penalty and to call it as a sportsmanlike foul. Okay, we will see a couple of examples of each one of this protocol. This is the first one. We will see a very good example of out of bounds protocol. The ball will leaves baseline correctly. The lead referee, that is the referee that's in front of the end line, stops the game correctly, makes the signal to stop the clock, makes eye contact with his partner, the center. The center has 100% sure that the last player touching the ball was red player, so he blows the whistle and he immediately gives the correct direction of the ball. Okay, so very good protocol, out of bounds protocol. Now, this is an example of act of shooting. So we have here a situation, difficult situation if the player who stops the dribble already has the ball in his hands or not. So the referee calls the foul. According to the protocol, if he was in doubt, he should have gone with 2 shots. He decides to communicate first with his partner. Short communication. Probably there was an information from the trail referee, or if not, after communication with the partner, he should go and he should follow protocol saying act of shooting foul. That was the decision, and the protocol was followed. Block charge situation, very difficult situation, or always difficult situations. This one, like we said previously, a player initially in legal guarding position, adjusting his position, moving laterally, which is also legal. We have a moving player, a dribbler moving player. Contact happens. There's some decision to be made. Of course, foul should have been called. Here on the replay, of course, we can see that the defensive player didn't have legal guarding position. One of his feet is moving and is moving towards the path of the dribbler. So from the replay point of view, of course, it's easier to say this is a blocking foul. The referee has to decide on real time, of course, and he decides correctly for a blocking foul. This is clear a 50-50 situation where you can decide block or charge. The referee correctly called a blocking foul. And the last example.
Sorry. Somehow.
Is about unsportsmanlike foul protocol. We have a situation here under the basket. Yellow player starts the transition and is grabbed from behind by blue number 8. The referee calls normal foul because it doesn't see, or it doesn't have real open angle, or it doesn't see that the contact happens not trying to play the ball. Quick communication. Okay, in this situation, not so quick, but okay, it's better to communicate. And if every referees have decision, and of course, correct decision was made, upgrading the foul immediately to unsportsmanlike foul. So the referee first decide for the protocol, calling normal foul, but then after communication, correctly upgrade to unsportsmanlike foul. Again, a similar situation with the unsportsmanlike foul protocol. It's a foul that is going to happen with the dribbler with the ball. Contact happens, strong contact, hard contact happens on the chest. Correctly, the referee in charge of the situation calls the foul. A foul has to be called, but he is in doubt, so he calls normal foul because he was in doubt on the point of contact. There's a short communication with the center referee, in this case with the center referee, that saw clearly the contact with the elbow on the upper chest, very hard contact, and without using the IRS, communicating an upgrade for unsportsmanlike foul. So again, a correct use of unsportsmanlike foul protocol, and in these two cases, with communication correctly upgraded to unsportsmanlike foul. And that's it from this presentation about protocols. I don't know if someone has any question relating this or relating any situation we talked about.
Azli, thank you very much.
Yes, the second video actually, that's kind of a bit interesting if we can see it again, because the attack player, he is just like coming and pushing the defensive player, and I don't understand if the center, the referee who whistles as a defensive foul.
We are
talking
the second video,
Yes.
not okay. So Ali, not this one. This is the last one. So we are
Ashley, are we talking about this
act of
video?
shooting.
Yes, exact act of shooting video.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I understand your question, Azli. Probably that's what I said. I don't know if the trail referee had new information to give to the lead referee that took the decision. Okay, so but when the referee calls the foul, he was in doubt if it is act of shooting or not, and on that situation, he should have immediately raised his tool and said act of shooting. He decides here to have a communication with his partner, trying to see if he had open angle. I don't know what this conversation was about.
I can answer.
Yes, I know. You
I
can
am
answer.
the referee.
I really
Okay. One of the two situations could have happened. Vittorio said it's act of shooting because I saw the dribble already had stopped, or follow protocol because I don't have any new information to give you.
Yeah.
What was the talk about?
First of all, I have to run more faster and be more close to the situation, but that's another thing. But yeah, I clearly saw that for me, the attacking player gathered the ball, and then there is the contact, and
Okay.
then there is a shot. So one,
So-
2, 3. Yeah.
Okay, so in this
A good talk on the
situation,
situation.
so in this situation, there was a colleague that had new information to give to the referee that took the decision, and not upgrade it here to decide correctly act of shooting. But in this case, in this same case, if the trail referee has nothing to say, the decision should have been the same. So the referee calling the foul, if it was in doubt, should have called act of shooting foul. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know if this answers your question, Azli.
Yeah, because I was kind of a bit surprised when the other referee came. I thought that he will say, "Hey, you called like a blocking foul, but it might be like a offensive foul." But if it's the same reason, yeah, okay, I see the point.
Yeah, this was not blocking or charge. This was to decide act of shooting or not. Clear defensive foul here, and the difficulty here was to decide act of shooting or not. But we can see, of course, through the video that the player already stopped the dribble and had the ball at least on one hand when contact happened. So active shooting foul. So
Excellent. Thank you for your attention, guys. Do you have any questions or remarks? Anything you'd like to add?
I will add something to close. I remember, if you have some special situation to clarify, we are open to receive video situation and to ask what's happened in this situation. We answer without problem. Okay. Don't send 2020 video in one night, but send the special situation when you are not clear. Please, is our job to clarify to all the people of the basketball the situation.
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the people who attended.
Thank you, Nuno. Thank you, Ali. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you the next time, in the next webinar in a few weeks. We'll send the invitation without problem. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you later,
Good night.
guys.
Good night.
See you. Ciao.